Hey everyone, I thought that we'd do a little more fun stuff in this pretty baby tonight. I'm going to do some binding reinforcing. This piece might not be long enough. Oh, it is. I don't have a whole lot of Christmas stuff. I mean, I take that back. I put a big bag of Christmas ribbon into a box which is sitting in storage right now because I was going to sell it and I would go get it, but I have no idea which box I put it in. So that is a no. So I'm pretty much just going to do this. What did I do? I'm pretty much just going to use some of my threads. This thing is all tangled. And I have a little bit of green. Woo, sorry. I do have a little bit of green thread I can use. So I might pull that out.
Yeah, they fill the cabinet, of course that,
Come on, this stuff stinks. Doesn't really hold. That's lousy. It'll do though. It'll work. So I might, maybe tomorrow I'll hunt down some ribbon for the embellishing. I also have this, which is like a trim that I was given, and except for maybe some boho. Ooh, no, you know what? I like that too much. We're not going to use that. That's going to be nice if I did like a Victorian Vixen style journal, so I'm going to hold on to that one. This Rick Rack stuff is okay for this. I had a bunch of seam binding too, but I just don't know if I want to use seam binding in this. I don't use seam binding for anything else except for embellishing. I know a lot of people use seam binding for closures on their journals, and it comes out beautiful. But I don't know why I'm doing this before I do the cover, because I'm going to have to do the cover on this soon. So maybe we'll undo this. Maybe we'll save this stuff for another day. See, you're getting the real raw footage of Malia's brain. I do stuff and then I undo it and then I redo it and then I undo it. So you're getting it right there firsthand, man. First stinking hand. Look at that, I just tied this knot and now I have no idea how to untie it. So I'm gonna hold on to these. I'll do this after I do the cover. I've got to hunt down my felt, because I think I am gonna felt the cover. But what I decided to do, like some of the pages that I sprayed didn't come out very spray-y. So I was thinking, first of all, look at these cute Christmas things that I got. These came out of this month's Real Simple magazine. They're tags. They have pictures on the backs. So free! And these came out of Oprah. They are place settings. So it says, what are your true feelings about the holidays? This one says, what is the thing you are most grateful for that happened in the past year? This one says, who is a person you met this year that surprised or delighted you and why? What is one of your favorite holiday memories? What's the best gift you've ever given or received? What is your favorite thing to do with your family? So these are cute. I figured I would, you know, punch holes in these too. And I would tie these into pages with ribbons. So I'm going to do that. Not right now. And then I got this page. It's all rainbow stuff. I'm just keeping my stuff on top of it. But I like that page, so I'm going to use that too. Now, I was thinking about doing some painting on these. You know, some simple little... So, let me grab... I got a red... What do I have in here? I got a whole bunch of greens recently for a project that I decided to do. So I got a ton of green paint. I just need to reach it. So I have winter green, and I have parakeet. I don't think I have a dark green though, like an evergreen color. I guess I kind of do. I got Kelly green. That's a little bit darker. But I also want gold and silver. So I found a gold here. I got this at a thrift store recently for 50 cents. And I believe up top here I have, nope, that's brown. Here's silver. Silver. Okay. Get my painting tool. What I enjoy doing sometimes is I use my drop paper for paint, and I like it because then you get some cool painties on here. Get rid of this paint booger. I got these tubes used too, and the tubes themselves had a lot of cleaning up to do around the inside, but it ended up working out pretty nicely. I do have a heat gun. I don't know if I'm going to need it. I'm going to try and put this on kind of thin, you know, and not so that it'll dry fairly quickly. My heat is on right now, so it's moving air, so maybe it'll dry. See, this is already kind of drying. But these more expensive paints, they dry slower than the cheap Walmart paints. Walmart paints dry pretty fast. So there's that. I'm going to try this darker green. I haven't even opened it yet because I haven't done the project I was going to do. Maybe we'll do that together too. All kinds of Christmassy ideas. But for right now, I'm liking this this Christmas junk journal. Oh, I went through my magazines today that I just got, and I haven't fully harvested them yet, but there are some pretty nice Christmassy textures, you know, to do. So I'm gonna do that once. You know, when I'm sitting down watching TV, that's when I like to do most of my harvests. do that, a little bit of green. I'm going to put some more. I'm trying not to glob it on here because I don't want to have any left over on the paper. Lil, can you turn that down a little, please? Alrighty, so how is everybody else's Christmas junk journal coming along? Do you do a December daily? Do you do, you know, what do you do for your Christmas journaling? I have contemplated December dailies in the past, but the reason why that isn't for me is because my Decembers aren't much different than the rest of my year. I don't go to Christmas parties, so I don't have much in the way of that. I don't go out shopping often. You know, I'm going to go maybe Target. I do like some of the stuff at Target. But for the most part, everybody seems to shop online now, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, I guess, right? But yeah, I don't do much shopping online. I'm just getting rid of some of this paint on another page in the back. So if you do have a December daily, what do you put in it? Like, how do you do it? I have some Christmassy journaling cards that I had gotten in a swap that were like, what's the word? They're from Walmart, you know, and they're like a project life size. So I was going to use it in my journal, but I think I'm going to use them in here instead and write my Christmas exploits on those and put them in here, and then keep my journal for my regular everyday, you know, stuff. I'm going to grab my stencils really quick because I think I want to do some stencils. So yesterday I scrubbed my floors and my feet hurt really bad today. Usually when I scrub my floors, my hips hurt the next day, but one of my feet, like the heel of my foot, is killing me. I have no clue what I did other than just scrubbing the floor, you know. Let's see how dry these are. That green. Let's stick right there. You know, my heel is like killing me. So, my paint is bursting out of the bottle. Air bubble. That's what had it going. You know, I have some of this Martha Stewart paint that I bought on clearance at Joann's a while back in a satin, and I have to say, I love the way this Martha Stewart paint goes on. And I think I had heard from somebody that Martha Stewart wasn't doing paint anymore, which is probably why I got a bunch of it on clearance. But when I saw it at the thrift store there last weekend, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago now, when I saw it there, I jumped on it because the few bottles that I bought new are like really nice. And these bottles from the thrift store, the bottles themselves are like disgusting on the outside, but they're pretty much full on the inside. You know? So that looks cute. That looks alright. I can live with that. I've contemplated getting a stencil brush, but I don't mind how these do with a lot of the stencils. I mean, I will admit, the stencil brush on some of them is really the way to go. And your arm will get a little sore when you're dabbing all the time. But I'm trying to get the excess paint out of the stencil. Let's see. Woo, Dottie! Okay. Smush my stencil out on my paper. What else do I want to do? I got these. This here is a mat to put in your sink. And I got it for $1. So that was nice. I'll use that as a stencil. And then I also got a placemat. Whoop. I also have a placemat in here that I bought for 75 cents on clearance. Right here. So I think that will make some cool texture too. Ooh, this one has some Christmassy looks, right? That one's kind of neat. These were AliExpress purchases recently that I did. So I had not tried them. I have not done Painty papers or anything since I had bought them. So we'll try this out, right? Get a little bit of silver going, maybe. Let's see. Oh, this will probably come out nice, right? So yeah, I definitely want to know what you guys are putting in your December journals. Or, you know, what are you putting in your regular journal for the season? You know, are you creating things? Are you using packaging and flyers? Are you making a journal out of Christmas cards? I love the way those come out, those Christmas card journals. Those come out cute. I am signed up on a couple of places for Christmas card swaps on Facebook. And I have a stack of them to go out to those groups, people in those groups. But I'm waiting until it's a little bit closer. You know, I'm not going to send them now in November. I'll wait until next week. Beginning of the month would be, you know, usually like the beginning, usually somewhere around the 10th is when I send my Christmas cards out to my family. So I'll probably send everything out at once, you know. I do like this. This is cute. That's a nice stencil. I like that with the silver. Do this one sporadically, kinda. This came out. This looks nice. I wonder how white would go. Get rid of some excess paint on these pages. So that one's okay. This stencil's nice, right? I have a few other ones that I just got too with that same. Alrighty. This stencil would work better on paper that's flat. Not all squinchy. Because the fact that this paper is kind of bubbling a little bit doesn't have the stencil laying very nice, you know. So it's kind of a mess. That looks okay, I guess, right? I want this to get closer. So my husband has been doing wiring. We have 2 bedrooms upstairs that were never insulated or wired right, and he's getting that done up there. And it's almost ready to start doing the finishing touches, like the put on some baseboard. We had to, it's a beadboard wall. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And it's actually nice. It's actually really nice looking, but it's really inconvenient if you have to do something because you got to take the beadboard slats off, you know. And see, I do like how that looks. This will come out nice. You know, he had to take the bottom slats of the wall off to insulate as far up as he could. So he'll be finishing that part of it tomorrow, the wiring and the insulation, and then we'll get the bait. We're going to put on a baseboard, and we'll get that put on and put a you know, border of nice molding with the baseboard. So I'm getting pretty excited to have those bedrooms done, and going to put heat up there. We're going to make it electric heat because that's really the only option we have. I'm going to use my heat gun. It's going to be noisy for a minute. Sorry. I have a Rambo heat gun, like Shelly says. A Rambo heat gun. I just want to try and dry this paint so I can go to another page. I have some globs, this white kind of globbed up in some places. I'm afraid to run this heat gun though because of the wiring in here. The wiring down here isn't finished. And this room has old wiring. This is still an old style outlet and everything. You know, this heat gun, it doesn't have fan settings, it just has temperature settings. So I turn the temperature up a little bit without lighting the paper on fire. Because it'll do that too. I've done that before. You know, nothing dangerous, but I tried using this to dry some coffee dyed paper, and it did not go as planned. Alright, that's good for now. I have have a metal shelf over here so I can rest that on the metal. And just leave the wire hanging, I guess. It's still got a couple of spots that are a little tiny bit tacky, but it's nothing that I'm going to worry too much about. And the paint I used is gloss anyway, so it's going to look wet, but it won't be wet. So, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to do gold on this page. Some white left on my sponge. But I like this Martha Stewart gold. That's like really nice. I gotta see if I have a dark red. I like gold and dark red together, which is pretty boho if you think about it. But I really like boho everything. You know, and I've liked boho everything since I was my whole life. I don't have any style or decorative sense at all, but if there's one thing I know, I've always been drawn to boho clothing and colors and interior, you know, decorations. I've always been drawn to the bohemian style. Gold looks nice. Let me see if I have a dark red that I can try. I thought I had like a brick red. I have a flag red. Very, very whatever that is. I don't know what that is. That's pink. I hope this isn't the only red I have. It might be. I might have to stock up on dark green and dark red. I think that's going to be my next trip to, because this color is going to be lighter, I think, than the red that I used. Like the same color. It is like the same color. I'm going to try this stencil. Credit card will not work with this. But I'm sure if I take this and just kind of... Okay. What are the things that everybody's kids are asking for this year? Mine aren't really asking for much. One of them's 10 months old and she can't. But I'm sure if she could, she'd say, I just want my teeth to be in, and I want freedom all over the house, not just in a cage. We keep her in, I have a little pen I set up out in our dining room, which is where we sit most of the time since I don't, this room here is my living room, which is also my daughter's bedroom right now. So, you know, this is kind of like my craft space and a bedroom for her until we finish the rooms upstairs, and then she can have a real bedroom. And we sit at our kitchen table in the dining room as to relax. So I do sit out there and craft. The last journal that I put together, that little green one there of the poetry book, I did that sitting at my kitchen table watching TV. One afternoon my husband had to go out someplace, so I just dragged my crap from in here. Sometimes it's nice, you know. I mean, I could watch just as much TV in here if I wanted, but you know, I had my coffee already set up out there, and you know, my daughter was out there with me, and the baby was out there in her cage. So I keep her in the same room to hang out with us. I put her to bed early tonight. I hope I don't regret it. I hope she's not awake at like 4 in the morning. Because that's also something that she'll do if I put her to bed early like I did today. I like how that looks. I like this silly stencil. Let's go back here so I can blot this off on the page. Like this. Just getting some paint all over. And then, let's see. Nah, I guess it doesn't really want to come off. It's alright, I'll wash it. I will rub the paint off my hands though. Now, what page was I sorry? No, not that one. Not that one. I'm assuming it's the two that are stuck together. Woo! Alright. So, let's do... We'll do green. We'll do green circles next. It's kind of making mud. Try because I still have red on my sponge. Let's see. There we go. See this apple barrel paint though, it's like really, it's really transparent, you know? I'm just avoiding the really wet red spots over here so it doesn't turn too muddy. Because green and red makes poop brown. I got a new phone today and I can't even really use it because it's backing up all my other data from my other phone, so it's taking forever in there. I'll use it tonight. I'll really test it tonight when I'm binge watching YouTube. So all of you YouTubers, be ready. I got a new phone and I'm ready to use it. Right? See how that is. Alright, this looks pretty green. Let's see. Red and green. Ooh. Take my credit card. Let's warm this up. Let's dry this a little bit. The high spots. The heat gun is all well and good, but it doesn't really dry things deep unless you leave it on for a long time, you know? It just kind of dries the surface. And then you end up stuck with wet paint anyway when you try and drag your credit card along it. It's still pretty wet, you know. I mean, this should be dry enough for what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to take what little bit of white I have and just kind of spread it along. A little bit of white. And maybe I'll put maybe a little bit of gold or silver, maybe. My silver paint is good and warm. Get that paint booger off of there. I just want, you know, just a tiny little bit, and just go over the texture of the paper just a little bit. Just run it off. Make it look like snow, right? Make it look like just a little tiny bit of snow. Take a little bit of the red on here. Let's paint this green was loud. That is loud green. Let's find another page that we can ruin. How's this page look? Alright, let's take a little bit of black and put a drop in with the red I have and see if I can't make a darker color. I don't know what's going to happen here. If you don't like the color it comes out, you can always redo it. Let's see. Oh, look at how nice that red is. Ooh, see, look at that. It looks, I mean, I could probably use a little bit more red in there, which is what I'll do, is pour it a little bit more red and mix it back up. Okay, that's a lot of red. Let's see. This is what's going to happen. This is how it always goes when I mix paint. I want a little bit more of one color, and then I put too much, and then I have to add more of the other color. Next thing you know, I got a gallon. That's lighter. That's lighter. Like that. Right? Because now that this other color is drying, it looks more purple. Put this here, and mix it in good. Let's see how this is going to look. Alright, I like that red. Maybe we'll hold off on the Walmart trip just yet, right? Not like I'm going to Walmart today anyway. I probably ain't going to go tomorrow either. But I'm going to have to go this week at some point. I hate Walmart. I hate that we need, you know, they're making it so that you need them. You know, they're the only game in town. And then when I go, they're out of stock on the things that I buy. The foods that I eat. Like, they're always out of stock on just about everything I need. It's like, you want to run everybody out of business. Keep up your supply, you know? Keep up your supply. You know, you're the one that's doing this to modern America. I don't care if I get it on other pages. What I care about is the page, all the pages sticking together if I get too much paint. I'll do this whole spread in red. The whole thing we'll do in red. How's that? Pretty red. And then we'll do gold overlays. Stencils or whatever, however it works. Can you believe that I've been recording now for 41 minutes and I've only gotten this far? It's like, it takes forever. Some days I feel like I bang through a ton of stuff in no time at all, and other days I like to take my time doing painting papers, though. I've never had luck when I try and just whip through them. They usually come out ugly and muddy, you know. Oh, I like this red. See, I'm going to do that with the green, too. Maybe I'll come up with a nice forest green. I just don't usually blend. I mean, you know, you people out there that paint, you're like, wow, this girl's an idiot. I don't usually paint. I buy the color I need, which is totally non-painter of me, right? Just buy the color instead of create the color. So look at me, here I am, creating all this shit, right? Alright. Come on, stretch for the last corner for me, please, red. Why is this drying fast? This red is drying nice and quickly. Oh, this blendy, though. I like how you can... I mean, you probably can't because of the camera, but in person, you can see the, you know, streakies. I like that. You're sitting there going, oh, yeah, Malia, hello, this is what you can always see. But I'm not a painter, guys. I'm not a painter. I'm not a drawer. I wish I was. Like, I love seeing this drawing stuff. I'm going to try my hand at some lettering, though. I am going to give lettering a try. I've joined a couple of Facebook groups, and I've been watching some videos, and I might try it and see how I do at lettering. I got green all over my card. This paint is glossy. I hope it doesn't cause the pages to stick together. I don't have luck with gloss in the South. I don't have luck with matte in the South. You heard my Mod Podge story last night. Sometimes you gotta go over it again and run it thin. When you run it thin, it dries a lot faster. Dry enough, right? Okay. Oh, this time of year makes me nuts because my lips are so chapped all the time. What color do I want to do for my overlay? First of all, I want to get rid of this green because I keep dipping my card into it and it gets all over my fingers. So, neon looking green. I'll see you on the flip side. Let's see whatever I got left over here for mud. Alright. Stencil. Let's do... What do you think of this? What do you think of this with a... maybe a little bit of silver. Let me just do this real quick because it was a little runny the last time. I mean, I got this at a thrift store too, so I have no idea how old this paint is. Let's see. Get some of the color off of my sponge. I bought a whole package of sponges too for 50 cents. So I can start throwing away some of my cruddy ones. This one's going to be cruddy because I keep rubbing it on the paper and it's starting to turn into crumblies. You know how it is when you're... I hold on to things like makeup sponges because I never know when I'm going to remember to buy them again. You know, plus, like I've said before, I don't like to waste. I don't like to just throw them out. I'll usually rinse them, but these ones I got for 50 cents, and they are definitely 50-cent sponges. This is not gonna last me the rest of my life because I keep wiping it on this paper, so it's crumbing up on me. You know, but it's doing what I need to do for tonight. And then I've got a bunch more. And my Dollar Tree, I was there last time, they had them. They seem to run out of their sponge stock. And then I have to go buy them at Walmart, and they cost more at Walmart. Not like it's much more, you know, it's like more by like $1. But it makes me mad. It's the same quality. It's the same garbage, right? I need a little more silver. Okay. Alrighty. I really hope everybody's going to post videos of their Christmas projects. I've got some ornament ideas, and I want to make a lot of ornaments this year. Our tree, all of the ornaments for our tree are antiques. They were my husband's. And I love them. I love antique ornaments on a tree. I love the way they look. However, when you have little children, and now that my oldest is to the age where decorating the tree is going to be a big deal for her, I kind of want to get some cheap ornaments. I do not want anything to happen to those antique ones. And I've been going back and forth in my head about it. So what I might do is I might buy like those buckets of cheap matching ornaments, you know, that you get at Walmart. And I might get some of those cheap ornaments at Walmart so that we can all, you know, participate and not just have it be antique ornaments every place, you know. Let me try mixing some of this with the black, green, and a droplet of black. This is only going to need a drop. Let's see if this darkens up. Nice. I need more green. I know you're all laughing at me because I'm such a noob. But this isn't, you know. Maybe the green I would just buy a forest green. You know. Let me empty this paintbrush off in the back. Yeah, this will be an okay green. It's more olive than it is a, you know, Christmas tree green, but it'll be okay. Let me just sweep this off here. Let's see. Hey, I got this little circle-y stencil too. You know, when you go on like eBay, right, and you look up stencils, you get these for like $1. I think I spent 11 bucks and I got a ton of stencils. And what I've been thinking about, what I have in my cart right now on AliExpress are those box hinges and clasps, like latches for boxes to do, first of all, on boxes, but also on books. Lori Marie Jenkins here on YouTube. She is a mixed media artist and she does altered books for the most part. And she has a ton of videos of these background techniques, and you know, she has some great altered book ideas. But I've been noticing a few videos of hers. She's using these book latches to make these box hinges. I'm sorry, they are box hinges. And making little doors and stuff on her altered books, which I thought was so cute. So I would like to try that, because that is just awesome, I think. I think that's awesome. You know? Look at that. Love it. Let's see. Very nice. I like this circle stencil. I'll be using this one all the time. Let's see. Let's see. What else can I do on this page? I have some glitter. I've never used this stuff before. This came from that stuff from the thrift store too, and I got all these tube paints. This is glitter spray paint. Let's see. Oh, it might not even spray. Let's see. This is like a glue, maybe?
Well, you know how old Maya is?
She's got to be 6.
She's about 6.
Let's. I'll take this off so I can go in and wash it. But I'm gonna spread this out a little bit here. Oh, I like this glitter stuff. I mean, I think this stuff belonged to a kid because it was really the outside. I mean, this was like covered in paint, you know. I can't reach into the bottle with that brush. I'm going to need a different brush. What do I do with my other brush over here? Let's see. I watched another video by Dawn too where she made these flowers that I could totally make. They are definitely idiot proof enough for me. So I'm going to try doing some of those. Maybe I'll do those with you guys. Now that I've figured out how to edit my videos on this Windows Media app or program on my laptop, this laptop, I had an Apple, and my Apple, the video card went, and go figure, it went, and I figured it would be out of warranty, but come to find out, Apple had recalled it, and I did not I did not call in on time because I just assumed, right? Never assume, people. Never assume. Because then I did miss the dates to get a new video card on it. See, the pages stick a little bit, and I don't want them to get ruined. To get a video card on it, and and now there's nothing I can do. So I'm using this old laptop, and when I say old, I mean I bought it in 2009, this laptop I'm using now, and I don't know how to update it to newer stuff, and it's slow. So like I'm uploading my video onto YouTube from last night, and it is like, let me see what the percent is. It's like 25%, and I started uploading it earlier today, this afternoon. So it is definitely old. And then it took all night long for this video, my video last night, to edit in that Windows Live Movie Maker program, because when I did it, all I did was combine the two videos together, and it took all night long to do that. It was finishing up at 8 o'clock this morning when I came in here to check it. Alright, so the only place I would have to worry is this in the middle here. It is like, but I'm liking these painted papers. Let me find a page that I can do in green. How about we just do the next page in green? Right, do the next page in green. I like that green, that's okay. We'll be doing a little bit of work. I took a book that I had gotten at a library book sale, and I harvested the images out of it. There were a lot of really nice images that I liked, and I harvested the images out of the book. And what was left of the book, which I save what's left, unless it's all chewed up and cut up and stuff. Other than that, then I just keep the cover. But I saved the book, the whole book, and I have it. So I glued the pages together Lori Marie style, so I glued 4 together at a time. She takes the books, hers is really involved the way that she does it, because she takes not a new book, but an unharvested book, and she rips them out at the signatures, at the middle of the signatures, which is how you should do it. That is to do it the most strength. This, because I already had it and it was already harvested, I just did what I had. And I just glued 4 pages together, 4 pages together, 4 pages together. I'm going to work in that and do maybe some of her backgrounds. Maybe we'll, come up with some of our own backgrounds. But I will be I'm going to do a Lori Marie altered book, and I'm going to do a Crafty Irina altered book. I think that my recipe book will be Crafty Irene style, and my art book is going to be the one that I did with 4 pages glued together. But for my recipe book, I won't need more than 2 pages glued together. I'm not going to be doing heavy art on it. If I do anything, it's just going to be a few pockets on a page, and 2 pages glued together will be plenty strong enough for, that kind of mess. So that's going to be that. And if you want to craft along with me, then I suggest you get a hold of some books. People say that the book matters, and I think when you are doing real art, heavy art, a sewn stitch book matters big time. But if you're just taking and ripping pages out and gluing pages together, it does not matter. Most of the books I have are sewn together, because most of the books I have are old. They did start gluing, they did start gluing books together about 40 years maybe is when it started to come out. So if you get an older glued book, keep in mind that the glue might be weak in the spine. But if you're just doing it for, you know, the sport, don't even fret about what kind of book you get. Whatever you have is perfectly fine for what you're going to do. You know, you don't have to calculate, you don't have to count pages, and you can, my first altered book, I opened it up to the middle of the book, glued 2 pages together, right? Painted the crap out of it, out of the 2 pages. I had calendar, I started with calendar pages, calendar pictures, so I did a spread with calendar pictures of snowy mountains. I embellished it with all kinds of random stuff, and then I just glued 2 more pages. You know, I just kept gluing pages together until it bulked up, and when it bulked up, I went around the pages that I had art on and pulled the pages out around them, and it was fine. You know, it survived. I still have it. It's a Reader's Digest book. Reader's Digest books are awesome books for all kinds of art, and I highly recommend. Oh, look at that, I got paint everywhere. I highly recommend some Reader's Digest books in your stash, because they're very versatile. 90% of them sewn stitch. You know, a lot of the older books are sewn stitch. A lot of the 90s and newer, I don't even know if those ones are glued or not. I know the ones I have been sewn. But yeah, those are what I altered. Those are the first things that I altered. Reader's Digest books that that were at my grandmother's house that she wasn't going to read ever again, you know. And I say that because it was at my grandmother's house that she hadn't lived in for 10 years. So, you know, the house was still in the family. My dad was living there. So yeah, go nuts, you know, for real. Just get yourself some cheap books and just go nuts. How about we get out some stamps? I gotta move my hot heat gun. How about I move my hot heat gun? I am gonna go through some of my magazine stuff too, and find some magazine images to start really gluing in here. You know, I'm loving this. This is fun. Do I have paint on my shirt? I just got paint everywhere, I guess. This is fun though, you know, doing this little project. I love these big fat stamps. If you're from the north, you know this is an old stamp. Ames. Huh. I remember Ames. Ames was like an all-around general store. They were cheap. You know, they had cheap stuff. They had everything you could think of. Ames was like a Walmart, you know, before Walmart. I don't think it was nationwide. I don't remember if Ames was nationwide. But I remember where mine was. I remember right up the road from my house. I used to go there all the time. There was another store in our town too. It was called the Fair. Man, you could buy everything at the Fair. You could buy like, my husband has a china set that he got at the Fair. You could buy china there. You could buy your wrenches there. You know, anything you needed, you can get it at the Fair. Clothes, my dad bought clothes at the Fair. You know. We had another place up there too called Spags. Spags, you know, that was like a store. It's huge. I mean, if you thought of it, Spags sold it. And they had turned the building for a while into a flea market, but then they tore it down recently. I don't know, they're putting like a CVS, I don't know. You know how it is. Tear down a landmark and put in a drugstore. They have done that so much where I come from. It makes me sick, all of the drugstores that they're putting in. I can't even. They tore down a building that was historic. It was a restaurant, and I don't know what happened with it. the restaurant closed because they, you know, went downhill. But the building was considered historic, and they tore it down, and now they have this giant CVS there. It just makes me sick. Makes me sick to see what happens. You know what happens to history. Where I come from was a very historic area. It was very, very big on antiques. They got a huge flea market there 3 times a summer. You know, it's a big deal. I do miss that. I do miss the flea markets. You can buy cheap, and especially for paper crafting. I started paper crafting heavy once I moved here, which was a mistake. I should have started paper crafting heavily up there. Oh man, I moved. I should have started paper crafting heavily up there and then collected a whole bunch of crap and then moved it. But I stock up whenever I go up there, so it's all good. I mean, the last time I went up, I filled my husband's tent trailer. He has a little tent camper, you know, that we finally brought down here. And I had it full of totes of books and magazines and antique papers and, you know, vintage paper stuffs. So I thought that was fun. I love these stamps. These silly little foam stamps. This one came from Ocean State Job Lot, which is also a common store in the northeastern hemisphere of our country. I love that store. I used to shop there every single week. I was in that store buying stuff. And this stamp cost 40 cents there. They have Ollie's down here, and Ollie's is similar, but it is not an Ocean State Job Lot. Not. That's all I'm going to do on that page, I think. I don't know where to put my extra white. Extra red and extra white. Let's dry this page real quick. Dry my high points. And move on. Just on a page I could use up my paint. And it's 8 o'clock, so it's shower time, bedtime. I have to give Lily a shower tonight. So. Ooh, I'm boiling my paint. Oh, I'm definitely going to be playing more with these stamps the next time I do these, for sure. These are fun. I did some of these stamps on Christmas cards I sent out, and they came out, that was fun too. They came out good. I might buy the paint colors from Walmart for Christmassy colors. You know, for the 50 cents a tub, they last me a while. Not like I could tell if the paint's coming off on my hands because my hands are covered in paint. It's fine with me though. Messy hands are happy hands. Alright. Another page. So this page is sticking together. I don't think that glitters paint was quite dry when I started scraping away at the back side of that page. So let's go in the back someplace where I'm away from whatever I just destroyed. How's that? Very nice, very nice. I just want to use up the paint I got left here. Let's have some red. Alright, sometimes you just gotta give sound effects to things. It just makes life nicer. Let's find a... Ooh, we'll do some snowmen. I was letting Lily play with these too, so some of these have ink. I don't care. I gotta take them in and give them a bath. Okay. Snowman. In the meadow we can build a snowman. On this page we can build a snowman and pretend that he is still white, even though he's getting a little red now. That's okay, 'cause no one cares about it except me. Yesterday was so freeing. I turned on a CD on my headphones while I was cleaning the house. And sometimes, sometimes you just gotta belt out a song, and I just sang that whole album. Ooh, that's cool. Create like a shadow snowman. But, sometimes, I used to sing, and I miss it. I don't sing now, and if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing, and I still have my days where I sing nice, but I don't sing like I used to. And it hurts. It hurts when you start to sing, when you hear the noise coming out of your mouth. What the hell is that crap, But, yesterday it just felt nice to sing. I don't even care how I sounded. Who's gonna hear me? Lily and Brian? Lily did look at me like I was nuts. So did Jeremy. Like, what the hell are you doing there? Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I won't add anything without you, I promise. But I think I am going to call it quits so I can go get some showers done and rinse my paintbrushes. Oh, let's add some glitter. Right? Everything's better with glitter. Let's add some glitter. Ooh, that's that paint. That's my brush that I mix paint with. Let's see how it does. Oh, it's just smudging. That's okay. Smudge away, smudgy brush. I'm going to be covering most of this up anyway with other crap. Right? Glitter, glitter, glitter. I don't know how I feel about this glitter yet. I'm going to have to see it when everything's really good and dry. I'll have to look at it in the morning, see how it looks. Alright, let's just spread this out. Get some stuff. Let's see, I'm going to leave this page open, I think, so that it dries nice. Alright, well, I'm going to go rinse all my crap and get everybody in the shower, and if my other video ever finishes uploading, then I will I'm going to put my paint away. See, I'm going to throw out my chewed up sponge. Woo, trash-a-roni. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me and doing a little painting and a little stamping and a little stenciling and a little experimenting. That's what this is all about, right? Thanks for tying up my spine with me and then untying it. That was fun. We'll have to do that again sometime. And I will see you soon. I will probably be doing my giveaway on the Chadwick Rose on Thursday. I haven't announced it on there yet, but I won't be here Friday. We have an appointment, and usually when we go out that way, we hit up the Goodwill and we do our third stuff. So I won't be around Friday except for Friday night, and I'll have to catch up on all the stuff I didn't do during the day. But plan on Thursday for the giveaway. I'm going to give everybody enough time to go to my page and to like it and to do all the stuff they got to do for the giveaway, which is to go on my page and comment on the post that I made about the giveaway. So that's that. Here's my page, and I will see you soon.